everybody, it is Denise here, and I wanted to show you some of the supplies I use every time I juice. I kind of got it down to a science, exactly what I needed, and how I prep. I usually juice a week at a time. I'm not actually doing that right now. I have enough to make 3 days worth of juice. I have enough produce for that, and I'll show that in another video. This video is just my supplies. Because I bulk juice, I find that it saves me money because I can budget out exactly the amount that I need, as well as it makes it possible for me to drink juice on a regular basis. For me, I don't have a car, and it's really important that I have enough juice on hand so I can continue my juicing without a huge interruption. I find for me that to have it all on hand, frozen, ready to thaw out is just much better. So this is what I use. I will pull over my juicer last because I'll move this stuff out of the way as I go. So first up though is when I prep, I wash everything and slice and peel the day before. So I have colanders enough for however many batches of juice I make. 2 for each batch, 1 for kale, and 1 for spinach. So these are just from the dollar store. So when I'm doing a week's worth of juice, I literally have 14 of these. So I have, enough so that I can prep and prep and prep enough to have in my refrigerator. So 2 each, 1 for kale, 1 for spinach. Because a whole colander of each, a colander of kale, a colander of spinach goes into each of my juices. When I am juicing, I use my juicer. It's a Juice Fountain Elite. No, it's not. It's a Juice Fountain. Just the brevile Juice Fountain. The Elite is the silver bottom. That's the one I want. But this one has a pitcher. So I pour the juice out of the pitcher into this pitcher, and I also strain it. I learned my lesson. I tried drinking juice that wasn't strained. Did not like it, so I strained my juice, so this goes over this. I looked forever for a big pitcher. So I found these in a Dollar Tree, and I have 2 of them, but I finally found a big pitcher, a big plastic pitcher to use with this. So then I put this on top of here. As I'm juicing and this fills up, I pour the juice into here. So I hope that's in frame. Next up, this is what I always put my limes in. Again, something else from the dollar store. I can put a lot of limes in here. So I can usually fit 7 times 7, which is 40 something limes in here. And it's big enough for it because limes are pretty small. Now, this is what I put my apples in. What I do is I don't core them, but I do pull the stem out. Then I just put them in here. I can rinse this whole thing under the sink, and then the water will come out, and then I just keep the apples in here. Another thing is my Italian parsley, my cucumbers, my ginger, the romaine lettuce. I have bins to put all those things for each batch of juice in a container like this. I either use this or I use this, which is like a dish pan. This is it's just cuter. Or I use the dish pan to put those batches of those things for each batch of juice. Because it's really important when you're batch juicing, to make sure you're planning for consistency in the taste of your juice. So my recipe is down to where I know what it's going to taste like with the ingredients that I have for 4 servings of juice. So I don't try to make 8 servings of juice at a time. I'll juice 4 servings and then package those up and then juice enough for another 4 servings. I don't try to combine because that's when you mess up your taste profile because it's either too weak or too strong or too whatever. Now to actually store the juice, I have 1 or 2 things. Actually, you got to get the other out. Hold up 1 second. Now, I was lucky enough when I started my juicing to come across a ton of these in Marshalls. This is a Camelback. I really hope all this stuff has been in frame. This is a Camelback, and it is leak proof. You can freeze it. It's shatterproof. It's really supposed to be like $14, Marshall's had them for $5 a jar. So I basically bought all they had there. I have about, 16 or 17 of these. They're awesome because when you're freezing juice, you really need to shake it up because it separates when it starts to thaw out. The green juice I make tastes exactly the same frozen as it does fresh, but you do need to shake it up. So I really, really needed something with a lid and something I could freeze. So I was using that, but it's not enough if you're trying to juice a month's worth of juice well, not in one day, but over the course of a month anyway. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? This one guy I saw, he was reusing plastic water bottles. He would buy a case of water bottles and then reuse the bottles, freezing his juice in them. I kind of wanted to do that, but I sort of hate the caps that are on the top of water bottles. The cheap ones that you buy, that just have water in them. So I didn't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Glade Lockware small containers. These are BPA free. You can get these. And Ziploc makes some too, so it's not just Glad. These happen to be Glad ones. But Ziploc makes some too. And they screw on, the top screws on and off. I love them for that. And you can get, I got 2 packages of these for $5. So you do the math of however many days or however many juices you drink a day. I really like these. This is 16 ounces. The lid screws on really tight. These are freezer safe, dishwasher safe. And you got your 16 ounces there. You fill it up. Not all the way to the top, of course, because then it'll burst. But these are perfect and they stack perfectly. So they'll go right in your freezer perfectly. So I always budget out to get some of these. I actually need to buy a bunch more. And last but not least, Martha Stewart Home Office. These are the kitchen labels that are dishwasher and freezer safe. So the awesome thing about these is that you can put these on your containers and write down the date so that you will know when you froze that particular juice. And they do stay on. So here's an example of one from last year that's still on there, and I've still been using it and watching it. But they do also peel off, and they peel off super clean, but they don't come off until you decide to take them off. That's when they come off. So this has been on there since January of 2013, and look, it just comes off perfectly. No residue, no nothing. These are highly worth it. These are $5. You can get them in Staples. All the Martha Stewart stuff is in Staples. And they have different sizes. I got the smaller size so I could get the most labels possible. So those are my basic supplies for juicing. I'm actually going to unstack these because I need to wash these new ones. And I'll show you my juicer. Last but not least. So this is my juicer, and I love it. I have had 2 other juicers previous to my Breville, which is why I will never use another juicer. Because I've had 2 other juicers. I had a Sharper Image juicer that I got from Burlington Coat Factory that I bought after I saw the movie. I was like, oh my god, and I bought it because I wanted to start juicing. Total nightmare. Total, utter, and complete nightmare. Oh my goodness, you guys. It was awful. You could not. It was a mess to clean up. It just was horrible. So I stopped juicing. I didn't juice for like 3 weeks after that. So then my sister got a juice man. That was horrible. This particular one she had wasn't calibrated correctly, and it was grinding the plastic into the juice. So finally I said I should probably just get what they have in the movie. Breville's were on sale at Bloomingdale's for $1.49. So we got this one, and it's been working ever since. I want the Juice Fountain Elite, the one that's all steel. That's all stainless steel. That's the one I want to get. So I'm going to use this one until I can get that one. But yeah. Love this thing. Always use jewel bags. I triple bag my fruits and vegetables when I buy them from the store. So I can have bags for the waste when I'm preparing my produce as well as the waste from when I'm juicing. So So the next video I will show you guys will be all of my produce and how much it cost me to juice.